You and your sister have been going back and forth on social media. Have you spoken to your sister since our interview last week?
I've tried to, but unfortunately, no.
Jamie Lynn Spears is trying once again to set the record straight about her and sister Britney Spears' ongoing public feud. The actress and singer spilled all the tea in an extensive two-part interview on Alex Cooper's hit podcast Call Her Daddy this week, where Jamie Lynn broke down Britney's searing response to her new memoir, Things I Should Have Said. The pop superstar has openly taken issues with various claims in Jamie Lynn's book, notably including the allegation that Britt once locked them both in a room with a knife. Jamie Lynn recalled the alleged moment in her Call Her Daddy interview and explained why she believes that should have been a major wake-up call for those close to Britney.
I think that this was a brilliant young woman who was going through a hard time, and if she couldn't stand up for herself, then somebody should have. I wasn't an adult then. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Somebody should have said, stop the presses. Give this girl a minute.
Jamie Lynn has also come under fierce criticism for allegedly not helping Britney more during her 13-year conservatorship saga. The Sweet Magnolia star acknowledged the assumption that she was involved in the legal arrangement, claiming she had actually turned down an offer to oversee a different facet of the singer's personal affairs.
One of the things that happened was my sister asked me if something were to happen to her, would I oversee a trust for her boys? So that means that, like, if something were to happen to my sister, would I make sure that, this was allocated correctly to her boys? I never even became the trustee of this thing, and that is documented by her team. They filed papers.
Do you want to read something from it?
In the court-approved First Amendment to the SJB Trust in 2018, the SJB Trust modified to have Jamie Lynn Spears appointed as trustee. Petitioner is informed. This is her people's team.
Jamie Lynn went on to read a lengthy text she claims to have sent to Britney and her now fiancé Sam Asghari in November 2020. The alleged message contained detailed information about her take on the conservatorship situation, Britney's legal team, and the family dynamics that were unfolding at the time.
This one I know it's like double fact because I sent this to her and I sent it to her boyfriend. So it's like, there's no way that I feel like this didn't go through, even though I didn't get a response.
Can you give us the date and the time that this was sent?
I can send you the screenshots too, but November 11th, 2020, 10:45 p.m. And then I resent it to her boyfriend the next morning. So just to double confirm, November 12th, 2020 at 9:47 a.m. This is really bizarre that I'm doing this. I just feel, I feel bad reading messages, but you know what? That's not anything anybody, I said those things and there's proof to it. So I could stand behind it.
Earlier this week, Britney's new lawyer, Matthew Rosengart, sent Jamie Lynn a letter instructing her to, quote, cease and desist from referencing Britney derogatorily during her promotional campaign for the book, adding that failure to do so would force Britney to, quote, consider and take all appropriate legal action. Jamie Lynn's attorney, Brian Friedman, has since responded to Britney's candid social media rants about her sister, including one in which she said she should have slapped Jamie Lynn and her mother, Lynn, across their effing faces when she felt they weren't supportive during her 2002 breakup with Justin Timberlake. Friedman stated that he and his team have, quote, no doubt that posts like these will fuel further alleged threats of violence directed at Jamie Lynn from Britney's fans. As of Thursday, Britney had yet to publicly respond to part 2 of Jamie Lynn's Call Her Daddy appearance. The Zoe 101 alum went on to recall how she reacted to Britney and Justin's high-publicized split and how the former couple each channeled their emotions about it into hit songs, adding that she can only imagine how Britney must have felt when Justin's was released.
I was so sad. I don't really know why I was so sad, but I was because, I think everybody thought it was forever.
Yeah.
But I was so sad, first off, because my sister was so sad.
Yeah.
But that also, too, was the first time that I saw maybe I didn't know everything about the relationship, because perhaps she and, they were protecting me. And obviously, why would they talk to me about anything?
Right.
It was really sad, though, seeing my sister be so heartbroken and also being it's hard because, I also still want y'all to be together, but she's obviously heartbroken. Looking back on it with that perspective and seeing, how heartbreaking it must have been for my sister when Cry Me a River came out. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a way to launch your solo career, though, right?
That's a way to do it.
Hey, that's a way to do it. But I felt really sad. And, my sister, she wrote that song Every Time. And she's obviously beyond brilliant in when it comes to anything creative, and she picked that song out on the piano and she wrote it, and it still makes me cry because I think about like how heartbroken she was, and then that was his song, but that was every time was her song.
A few years later, Britney shaved her head in a now infamous moment from 2007 that made tabloid headlines amid a well-documented time of mental health difficulties for the icon. And Jamie Lynn, who was a teenager at the time, tearfully remembered how classmates informed her of what happened.
I had been at a basketball game cheerleading because I was a cheerleader. And we got home and my friends, like, that's back when you like went on like the blogs, you know, and stuff. Okay. They were like, "Oh my God, Jamie Lynn, do you want to see this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I almost felt like one of my friends took enjoyment out of it. And like, I didn't like that. I remember being more pissed off about that. And I was by myself. I didn't have my mom or my daddy. Like, they were there trying to help her. And so like, I was by myself and I had to pretend like it didn't bother me.
So you found out because your friend pulled up a blog post?
Or like a picture or something.
And your parents were with Britney? Like went to go
I don't
get
even
Britney.
remember talking to them about it.
You didn't even talk to your parents?
I'm sure I did,
right.
But I don't remember.
Yeah. Were you surprised?
I just wanted to be with her, you know? I just had to be like, "Hey," like, that's like, I don't even know what I said. I can't recall.
Like
maybe
deflect.
Yeah, like I guess I just kind of acted like it wasn't that big of a deal. But it was a huge deal, and obviously I was just like, I don't want to go to school tomorrow.
Jamie Lynn experienced her own personal upheaval when becoming pregnant with her now 13-year-old daughter, Maddie, at 16, and she shared how much she wishes Britney could have been there for her at the time, claiming that she had no idea that Britney allegedly learned the news from a magazine article.
They didn't tell me don't tell Britney. It was just like, you tell no one anything. And like, I was thinking maybe like they were going to call in Britney too. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just knew that like, of course, like honestly, I needed her more than, could you imagine what a difference it probably would have made if I was able to have my sister then?
And you were just kind of like, at that point, like,
I had to surrender to it. I was a minor, number one, and number two. Like,
what do you think they were just thought like she may just like tell it like casually?
No,
and like,
I think that Britney was obviously going through her own, but I think I was so absorbed in my own that I couldn't even think about that.
Yeah.
As for her hopes about the future of her and Britney's relationship, Jamie Lynn said in a follow-up interview with Alex over Zoom that the pair haven't spoken in days, but they did exchange holiday gifts before their latest drama.
Well, unfortunately, I hated the whole back and forth thing. So I was just like, just call me, like, you know, like you keep doing that. And then I sent her messages, but I've been blocked for a while. And then I did receive some Christmas gifts from her. So I reached out and said, thank you for those. And, you know, that I hope she got mine.
Okay.
And, you know, what an odd time to get gifts. But yeah, that's just the facts.
Last week, Britney had seemingly softened her tone with Jamie Lynn, tweeting that despite her lingering resentment for what she feels was an absence of support during her conservatorship, she wanted her sister to know that they'll always be family, writing, "All I know is I love you unconditionally, so go ahead and say whatever you want. It's so tacky for a family to fight publicly like this. You say you love me, yet your loyalty is still with the people that hurt me the most."